Instead of losing 6-7% more because you have a credit card, you actually gain 4 or 5% by using cash. Hey world, Gibby here. If you have credit card debt or you feel like you're not putting away enough money in certain areas of your life, I highly recommend doing the envelope system. This envelope system is based off of a program invented by Ramsey that has the purpose of avoiding credit card debt as well as budgeting for different areas of your life. My wife and I have been doing this ever since we got married, and it has been extremely helpful. Again, we've been going to school full time. We recently, we haven't made more than $40,000 in any given year, and we have never had debt. We live in a nice apartment, and we're looking to move into a home soon. And this has been one of the biggest, if not the biggest reason for us avoiding debt. How this works is you come up between 10 and 15 different areas of your life that you want to budget. These go into personal money, clothing money, groceries, if you have pets, kids, vacations, gifts, dating, whatever you want to do, you put money aside for that. So you sit down with whoever's in your household and will be contributing to this or using this, and you decide, okay, how much do we want to put aside every 2 weeks or every month towards this particular area? I brought 3 of mine with you. I have my dates, which is $30 every 2 weeks. I have kids, which is also $30 every 2 weeks. And then I have a gift envelope that is $15 every 2 weeks. And what we've essentially decided is that this is a good amount for us right now based off of how much we make to be sure that we're able to take care of ourselves, but also put away money in these areas so that if something were to come up, we're not going to be stressed about, oh, how are we going to afford that gift? Oh, can we really go out and get a nice dinner tonight? How are we going to buy clothes for the baby? Whatever it is, we already have money set aside, and it's been extremely helpful to us. I do want to say one thing. It is important that you don't put too much money into any given envelope. For example, my gift envelope, I've got $20, $40, $60, $80, $90. Okay, I've got $90 in this envelope right now. It's actually higher than I would normally want it to be. And that's just because we never are going to buy a $90 gift. We, at least on a spur of the moment, we might spend up to $30, $40. So I actually probably have to go to the bank, put money into the bank from this envelope. And the reason for that is because if something were to happen, we got robbed, there's a fire, the baby decides she wants to do arts and crafts and destroy all of her money. If we only have so much money of this budget in the envelopes, then it's not going to be the end of the world. It's still going to be awful. It's not going to be any fun, of course, especially when you have 10, 15 envelopes, but it's not going to be thousands of dollars. It's going to be very minimal damage if something were to happen. And so what we actually do is we have a bank account for our vacation fund, our absolute emergency fund, and then extra envelope money. And I keep track of it on a spreadsheet so that we know how much is in each group for just in case. You know, if we decide we want to send one of my parents or a relative on a nice trip or go to a football game or whatever, then we pull it out of that fund as opposed to having all the money in here where if something happened, it would be all gone. And with this bank account, we actually don't even have cards for it, meaning we have no way of accessing this money unless we actually go to the bank and ask to take that money out. And that is important to us because then we cannot make an impulse buy. We actually have to physically decide, okay, is this money in this particular category? If it's home decor, for example, do we really want to get this brand new TV? If we do, okay, we have to go all the way to the bank. We have to pull out this money. Then we have to go back to the store, buy the TV, and then we can have it. Whereas if we had a card, it would be a lot easier to say, well, yeah, let's just get it. We have money, swipe the card, and it's done. That is going to save you so much money if you do that. So don't have a card, or if you do have a card, don't take the card with you. Actually go to the bank to pull money out of these different categories if you ever need it. Something else we constantly do is reevaluate. So every 4 or 5 months, my wife and I sit down, we look at our finances, decide, okay, are we making more? Are we making less? And then based off that, we make decisions. We also look at how much money is in the account. For example, my cats don't need $200 in their envelope or in the bank, but they have $30 in the actual envelope. They don't need $170 in the bank for them. And so we may evaluate and say, okay, we're giving them $20 every 2 weeks currently to pay for litter, food, medicine, whatever might come up. We don't need that much. Let's drop it down to $10. And let's put that $10 into maybe another area we're struggling in, where we're constantly running out of money. Or you can put the $10 into a vacation fund or something extra, emergency fund or savings. This has been extremely helpful to us because we've been able to sort of stay on top of things and not just put money away into something that's not going to be used. I do want to give a warning. Never compromise on these envelopes, meaning never decide you want to go on a nice date that's going to cost $80, realize you only have $70, and so you take $10 out of gifts. Don't do that. The reason I say that is because you do it once, you're going to do it a million times. There was a time my wife and I, we went to the airport. We were going to use our gas money to pay for the parking. We figured that was a close enough category. So we used our gas money. We were going to pay for that. But we realized we didn't have enough. So we actually went into our car savings money and took money out of that. We didn't think anything of it at the time. But about 2 or 3 months later, we found that we were pulling money out all the time to just be justified. We would say, okay, well, we need, a little bit more groceries. Let's take out our personal money. Oh, we need to go get this home decoration, but we don't have enough money. Let's take it out of our vacation fund. And so it completely destroyed our envelope system. And so we've since then refocused and decided that if there's not enough money in something, we do have our other savings account, which is for savings, and we can use it if it is important enough. Now, 95% of the time or even higher, we don't get to that point because we budget our lives to fit this. However, when there are unexpected expenses, such as parking at an airport that I honestly thought was only $2 or $3 a day, it turned out to be 14, we were able to make that adjustment. If it were to happen again, we would be able to make that adjustment by pulling out of our savings account, and then it would be perfectly okay. And again, we don't like to pull out of our savings account. Again, this is a different account. This is our normal account where we do have cards, than to use go into a different category. The one downside I have heard from this, the one criticism I heard from Dave Ramsey's envelope system, is that with credit cards, you get 2 to 3% back. This actually pays you 5 or 6% back. Let me explain why. When you pay with cash, nobody likes to get to the cash register, whether it's self-checkout or with an actual cashier, especially with a regular cashier though. Nobody likes to get a total and realize, oh, I don't have enough money for that. I need to put something back. It's embarrassing and it's annoying because you have to decide, okay, which one of these groceries do I actually not want? Oh, I actually need to take away 3 groceries. Okay, what am I going to do? With a credit card, you don't have that problem. So you might budget $100 to go to the store for, let's say 2 weeks, but then you spend $110. Well, guess what? You get 3% cash back. That's still $106.67. So you've still gone over budget by $6. Whereas when you have an envelope system, you have $100, you don't want to get to that $100 mark. So you're probably going to spend or shoot for about $90 to $95. That way, if you are over by a couple of dollars, something says it's on sale, but it's really not. The baby grabs, a little thing that you don't even think about it. You just say, yeah, sure, go ahead and get it. You realize you actually need one more thing, a thing of eggs, another thing of milk. And so when you get to the cash register, you're actually going to be under $100 because you don't want to pass that $100. So let's say you spend $94, $95. Well, guess what? You budgeted $100. You just got $5 back. You got $5 back, which is 5%. So that's a whole 8% difference. Instead of losing 6-7% more because you have a credit card, you actually gain 4 or 5% by using cash. This is actually going to save you money as opposed to the cash back thing. We do use credit cards, for example, to pay off our rent because that's something that is going to have to be paid. There's no ifs or buts about it. With cash and taxes, we know how much it's going to be. We pay our utilities with credit card, and those things we do get cash back on, and it's worth it. But everyday purchases, even big purchases that you would buy at a store, we use cash because we know that we're actually going to save money on it as opposed to using a credit card and going over budget and then getting 3% back but still being over budget. Now, this system is really great for another reason. My wife and I just had a baby recently, and we've got medical bills coming in, and it's going to be a lot more than what we were expecting. And one of the things that could easily happen is if we didn't have these envelopes, it would be very easy for us to just throw in all our gift money, all our date money, all our personal money, because it would be all in the same bank account and wouldn't be divvied up for any other purpose. And then later we'd be running into problems when, my sister has a birthday or my mom has a birthday, or we decide we want to go out for our anniversary, but where's the money at? So this has been super helpful. Again, we're not compromising. We're not pulling out of these. And so when we want to go on a date, we have money set aside for that. If we want to reevaluate and say, we need to save more money to pay off medical bills, well, then maybe this $30 drops down to $10 or $15, but we still have $10 to $15 every 2 weeks to do something. It's not going to be as nice, but it's still going to be something, and it's going to be put aside for that. And that is going to be so helpful if you implement this, because you're going to have money and not feel bad about it because you know that you've budgeted for it. So you're not going to lose out on the dates. You're not going to lose clothing money. You're not going to lose personal money. You're still going to be having that come in. It might be less after reevaluation, but it's still going to be something. And that's very, very important, because that's going to help you avoid debt as well, because you're not going to be buying things left and right with a card, not paying attention to how much you're spending, because you're going to keep it within a budget, but you're still going to have a budget for those things, which is, I think, very important. If you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying some of your money, then you're going to end up buying a big purchase later that's just going to hurt you, or you're going to get in debt in other ways, and it's just going to be a terrible mess that's going to end up hurting you long term. If you think this is going to help you in your life, or if you've already done it, please like and subscribe. The whole point of this channel is for me to help you to be able to reach your goals financially, as well as create memories and just improve the overall quality of your life. Because if you're not enjoying your life, it doesn't matter how much money you're making, it's not being fulfilled to its maximum. You want to live to your max in your entire life with your money, memories, family, everything, spiritually, everything that's going on in your life. I want to help you achieve those goals. So again, if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys again soon.